Hey everybody, welcome back to VLOGUARY. Today we are memory keeping for the week of September 30th, and my cousin got married here in town this week, this week that we're looking at. So I used this kit called Fairy Tale Wedding from the Prairie Planner. I wish the Prairie Planner actually did more kits because I loved the layout of this kit. It was so easy to use. And then I paired it with silver foil, so we solved the big debacle that I posed in my October lineup video. So I used a little bit of foil from like Alicia Craft, the Giving Girl, Sticker Guru. I just had a random assortment of a bunch of silver foil that I thought paired well with this being both a wedding kit, but then also having a slightly tropical feel to it almost. The wedding was in Sacramento, California, so not tropical, although it was like 100 degrees this week. So not ideally what you want in October, but it got cooler the few weeks before this and then heated right on up again this week. So that was unfortunate because some parts of the wedding were outside, but we prevail. I realized why I loved the colors in this kit, especially the colors of the roses with the lantern in the full box on Wednesday. I was like, why do I love how this week turned out so much? It's because the roses are basically the same colors that I picked out for my own wedding. So I'm a little biased, but I thought this was nice for a fall wedding. So that's why I decided to use it, because as you'll see, there's kind of a dusty rose type color, a peach color, and a olive green color. So I thought those were good colors for October. So, other than the wedding, not a whole lot happened this week. Our cat got sick this week, our older cat this time. She, in September, for a week or something, had a UTI, and then a couple weeks after that, she seemed fine. So she was due for her vaccine booster, so I took her in for that, and then that happened in the previous plan with me. And then this week, she really didn't seem to be feeling well. I came home from work on Wednesday, which I was gone pretty much all day Wednesday, and I realized she had basically not moved from the bed all day and hadn't eaten much of the food that I left out for her. So that was concerning. And so she still wasn't well on Thursday, so we scheduled a vet appointment, and we ended up at the vet twice on Friday and Saturday of this week. Did a checkup, did blood work. No real answers were found. We had to feed her off a fork for several days to encourage her to eat. And then eventually she was fine again. So who knows if it was a reaction to her vaccines. It was 8 days after her shots, so I don't know if that really would have applied. Maybe it was that she wasn't fully recovered from the UTI when she got her shots, and it just kind of had to run its course. We don't know, but she's fine now. It's now January, of course, and this was late September, early October, so she's fine. But having had a kitten that, I'm not even joking, almost died twice in the last year, I'm always worried when that kitten either starts acting a little bit sick or when our other cat starts acting a little bit sick, because I'm worried that something transmitted to her. And then now, of course, we're reading about bird flu and stuff like that, and how horrible it is if a cat contracts it. And my cats don't go outside, so really, I don't know how they'd come in contact with a wild bird, which is probably the most likely way they'd get it. But I'm still scared of that. I am definitely a bit shell-shocked after everything we dealt with Clover in the last year. Anyway, not to trauma dump on you, sorry about that. I am putting in the deco from the kit. There's less deco in Prairie Planner kits than a lot of other shops, but honestly that works for me because then I can use both the day covers and the deco, so I did that. I didn't track any habits this week. I did put in a half box though that I'm going to write in that it was 199 degrees. Chapel Roan reference if you're not familiar, because it was just really hot this week. And then I did use another full box. I used all 9 versions of full boxes. I still had 4 full boxes left over, but they're basically just repeats in different colors of things happening in this kit. So I really would love to use this kit again. I think I have enough to do a partial week with this art again, but I looked on Prairie Planner's Etsy shop and she doesn't have this for sale though. Although I think she does have a standalone website. I'm realizing, especially with the Canada Post strike that happened this year, how many shops I follow and purchase from that are in Canada. So that does kind of impact things, especially this last year. Anyway, I'm just sprinkling some random silver foil throughout. So I think this like minimal foil look worked really well for this very like simple, classy type of art. Part of me kind of wishes I had this kit for my own wedding because I do really like the colors, although the art doesn't really match our wedding at all. I keep telling myself the reason why I used the wedding kit that I did for our wedding was because there were people in that kit that looked literally just like us. It was the Kitnish Jess I Do art. I didn't like 100% love the colors of it for me personally, just because there was like a lot of dusty pink or like rose pink, and I liked the greens in that kit. But peach and like, I don't know what to call this color that's on Monday. It's not really a dusty rose because it's more reddish and orangish than that, but like this is my type of color scheme right here. Anyway, moving on. I suppose I could always redo my wedding kit, my wedding week in another old planner or something if I really cared that much. I am still happy with how that one turned out. Although I did make it like way more complicated than it needed to be. Whereas I feel like for other people's weddings, I do it a lot more simply because there's not as many things to mark. Anyway, day by day. Sorry for the ramble. Monday, my arm hurt because I got my COVID and flu boosters the day before. And then I marked that. This was when the news about Hurricane Helene was like all over the place. I do have an aunt that lives in North Carolina, so I was a bit worried, but then it turned out that she lives just far enough away from Asheville that she was doing just fine. So those two stickers are from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then I went and taught my classes. I used these backpacks from, I don't know where, they were just in my stash for marking my work this week. I got one of my classroom observations back this day. The classroom part was fine. There was some commentary that kind of freaked me out just a little bit about the Canvas setup of the course. There were some things that weren't 100% communicated to me at the beginning of the semester. So I went on and fixed them later, but I freaked out just a little bit this day. And then at the end of the day, I watched House and played with both of the cats. So at the end of Monday, there was a Once More with Love sticker, a TV from the kit, and then a Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. Tuesday, the first thing I marked was that my husband came home from the conference he attended the week before. I can't remember if he came home in the morning or the evening. Oh well. I also marked that I paid my credit card because it was the first of the month, and then I did the monthly budget. So all of those stickers are from the kit. And then I had conference meetings by Zoom with one of my classes. That's something I do a couple of times a semester just to talk with everybody one-on-one and check in on their drafts. So that icon's from Plan Hannah. I did a workout. Both of those stickers are from the kit. I went and taught my evening classes, and then I watched more House. So that foiled icon is from Scribble Prints Co. I only had 4 things to mark on Wednesday. I realized after I laid everything down that I also marked watching House on Wednesday, so I technically had a 5th thing, but I didn't really feel like writing it in, or like moving all my stickers around to make it fit in, so you'll just know that I watched House this day at the end of the day. But yes, the first thing I marked was just going to teach my classes. This was not a good day. I was still stressed about the evaluation from work and just work in general because October is always super stressful for me no matter what. So I kind of ranted to my husband when he came home from work that day. He also is always really busy in October too. Like, we love autumn, but it's always when we're both the most stressed at work, so that's kind of unfortunate. So I put in this munchkin from Once More with Love that says, "Hello, I'm trying my best." And then this was the day that I came home, and because I get home like maybe like an hour or two, or I did at this point get home an hour or two before my husband did from work on Wednesdays, and I realized Evie was just not, she didn't seem well. She seemed very lethargic. I feel like she just slept in bed all day, like our bed, and didn't move once because nothing in the room had been like touched by her. So I used this Depressed Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then the last thing I marked on Wednesday was that I got a Happy Meal. I think I asked my husband to like pick up McDonald's on the way home because I was just not having a good day. So that Happy Meal sticker was from Bella Planella. Thursday, I marked for a second time that Evie was not well. So I think that was when my husband called the vet. And then I had a horrible leg cramp. This happens to me every now and then, and it feels like I'm dying. But I think it's just like a sign I need to eat more potassium, but that sucked. Then I marked that my husband worked from home. Those glasses are from Sugar Pop Fizz. And then I had more conference meetings with one of my classes this week. So I have another foiled icon from Plana Hannah. And then again, I went and taught my evening classes. And then after I came home from my evening classes, I just watched a lot of House. Friday, my husband, I think it was my husband who took Evie to the vet this day. I can't remember what they did, like if they did an x-ray or they just did like a general exam. For some reason, they didn't do blood work this day because they were like, oh, let's just see if she gets better tomorrow. They should have just done the blood work then, but whatever. That is from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. My husband worked from home again, and then I was lesson planning and grading, so that sticker is from the kit. Then we got ready and went over to the wedding. So I'm going to mark that with this cat couple from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. This is like the one wedding we went to this year where the couple actually has cats, so I thought it would be perfect to save this last one of these stickers in my collection for them, because they do have 2 cats, so they're the cat couple of the year. And the ceremony script is in silver foil. That's from Scribble Prints Co. I feel like for last year, I marked like every little thing with every wedding we went to, like cocktail hour, dinner, etc. This year, I'm doing less of that. So the only thing I marked besides the wedding ceremony, obviously there was like a cocktail hour and reception and everything. Well, not obviously, not everybody does that, but it was a very standard like venue wedding. The only other thing I marked was just dancing to Pink Pony Club with my sisters, my husband, and my youngest brother, because that song came on and like every 20-year-old girl in the room absolutely lost it. And then my husband's a big fan of that song, and so I'm a big fan of that song. And like I said, our youngest brother was dancing along too. So that was a very memorable moment. I feel like everyone over the age of like 35 was like, what is happening right now? But it was quite funny. Then we came home late at night, and Clover ran over my foot in excitement and totally scratched it with her back foot. So I just have a Mom Life Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. because that's literally how Clover was. She was like, oh my God, I'm so excited to see you. And then she totally scratched up my foot. And I do still have a scar on the top of my right foot from that. So that's fun. I was like, okay, thanks, Clover. I love you, but what the hell? Saturday, we took in Evie for blood work because she still wasn't doing well, so luckily they were able to just fit her in. And then after that, we went to the newlywed brunch just for a little bit, just because I feel like at weddings, sometimes it's hard to talk to people, so one of my aunts and uncles and a couple of my brothers were going to this, so it was nice to talk with them when there wasn't like music blaring, so that was fun. That sticker's from Papershire. My friend Taylor came over this day because she was going to watch the cats the next weekend because we were supposed to both go out of town to my brother's wedding the next weekend, but she ended up not having to do that because Nathan ended up staying home. But she did stop by this day to learn how to give Clover her inhaler. That alarm clock is from the kit. We went to a brewery for dinner, so that is from Beneva Creations. Then I watched House. We had to feed Evie by hand with like a fork off a plate just to encourage her to eat, so that icon's from the kit. And then I played with Clover because Evie was not into playing at all this day. Oh dear, we're behind. Sunday was my mom's birthday, so I marked that with a couple of things from the kit. And then I called her, of course, because it was her birthday. I did some grading this day because I felt behind at this point in the semester, and then I applied for vehicle retirement for my old car. So California has a program where if your car doesn't pass smog, you can apply to get $1,000 to retire it. So you basically have to take it to a dismantler. So I ended up doing that. I got approved. I got my $1,000. I got rid of the car. It's off of my hands now. So this was the day I applied for it. That's from the kit. I filmed a plan with me. All of those things are also from the kit. I watched House. That stethoscope is from the kit. I used a lot of the icons from the kit, actually. I weighed Clover, and then I was just really worried this evening about Evie because she wasn't doing well. So that is the day by day plans. And then in the sidebar, I just marked with a sunburn Molly that it was really hot this week. So that is everything for this memory keeping plan with me. The wedding was quite fun, but the rest of the week was a giant struggle. So thanks so much for listening. I hope you all are doing well, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.